All right, Sid, you were up at AT&T Stadium Sunday with the Cowboys, and they had a squeaker beating a bad Minnesota team. What did you take from that, Cowboys winning?
Well, it was a bad Minnesota team with a Hall of Fame running back, and Adrian Peterson is as good as ever, 140 yards on 25 carries, and including one where he literally carried 3 guys into the end zone on his back.
He's good.
He's great. But the Cowboys just don't make things easy for themselves. That's supposed to be a game where they're supposed to flex their muscles and beat a weaker sister.
What does that say? They can't dominate and win anything.
They are who they are. They're a 500 team over the last 4 years, and that's what we saw. Tony Romo did a great job in bringing them back, 90-yard drive at the end of the game, but they should have never been in that position. I'm hoping that they get DeMarco Murray back involved. He's a really good running back, and quit putting so much pressure on Tony Romo to be perfect, because history's told us that Tony Romo, if he's expected to be perfect, you're going to be let down almost every time.
Well, bottom line, they do get a win, and those are games that they lose, and they needed to, because Washington and Philadelphia have a little momentum now, trying to breathe down their neck. Switch to Houston a little bit, another monumental loss. They had a 21-0 lead over the Colts. They end up losing that. Gary Kubiak collapses at halftime, and hopefully he's back on the mend, and we'll be back with them real quick. But it's just been that kind of season for the Texans.
That kind of season, and all due respect to Gary Kubiak, I respect him as a man and as a coach.
I do too.
But even if he hadn't collapsed and then they lost that game, he's on thin ice, professionally speaking.
Right.
I don't see him coming back. And it's a cold-hearted business, and I think Rick Smith and Bob Ignare have given him many chances. Wasted a huge night from Case Keenum. That kid looked great. And
all right, let me ask you this. Is he the quarterback of the future?
Yeah, Matt Schaub's done in Houston.
Yeah,
he's
but is Keenum the guy?
Yeah, that kid showed that he's got the moxie. He's got what it takes. He can move, Doug.
Yeah.
He can move, and he can make throws on the run. Those are the kind of quarterbacks that are going to be the future of this league, and I think he's the guy.
I'm going to say you got about half the season, and clearly they're not going back to Schaub. So that may be the most important part of the rest of the season. Does Keenum develop and look like the guy moving forward?